Hello, today we will prepare a salmon en croute with delicious homemade pastry. So as explained, I have a collaboration with Umberto. Please do not hesitate to visit his channel. He will prepare a recipe to be served with his salmon en croute. So let's go with the pastry preparation. So for the pastry, we will start with the flour. We have here 250 grams, means 1 cup flour plus half cup flour plus 1 tablespoon flour, so 240 grams. And then here the key secret is to use cold butter. So this butter is cold, is coming directly from the fridge. And this is 125 grams, means half cup. And then you place the cold butter here directly on the flour. Here I'm using this tool. This is a large knife or a spatula. And the idea is to cut the butter in very small pieces. So here I will not touch the butter is still cold, and I will cut the butter in very small pieces. And with this technique, at the end we will have something which is very sandy. We will have the flour and the butter in a very sandy shape. And this is the secret, or the main secret of the pastry. So do not use any mixer, do not use any system to malax it. The best way is to take a spatula or a big knife. So now it's time to add salt. So this is half teaspoon, salt, and half teaspoon salt means 4 grams. Okay, so now we will add our egg. Complete egg. And then we have the water. So in this pastry it's important to not add too much flour. If you add too much flour, you will just kill the whole pastry, and then it's finished, it's game over. So I'm using a tablespoon. This is 1 tablespoon. This is cold water, this is not hot. So this is first tablespoon, second tablespoon, third, and the last one, number 4. So 4 tablespoons. And then gently we will mix the egg with the water in the middle, and then you can integrate the flour and the butter. So here we can think it is too dry, but it's not dry, because what you see it's flour plus butter. So this is a specific texture. So you don't have to add more water. This is 4 tablespoons, and this is perfect. So here it's almost finished. We just have to make a ball. So to press, so I'm only pressing the ingredient together. I'm not malaxing, because if we will, because if you want, or if you malax the ingredient now, you will create a lot of gluten, and you will change the texture of the pastry. You see, slowly I'm getting a ball. So as explained, this is important to not add too much water, and to not malax the pastry too much. And if you are not able to get this ball, then you can add a little more water. And if it's really too sticky, then you can add a little more flour. Voilà. So now the pastry is finished. I will place it in the fridge for 4 hours. Okay, so now we start the spinach filling. So for the spinach filling we have spinach. I use frozen spinach. You can use fresh spinach, of course. So it's 1 cup spinach. Then we have 1 cup chopped onion, 2 garlic cloves. This is dill, about half teaspoon. And this is cold butter, which is 1 tablespoon. And of course white wine. So now the pan is hot. I already put a little sunflower oil, about half tablespoon. So let's go on the pan. So I start first with the onion, with the chopped onion. And then it's important to cover immediately, because by cooking the onion we will create steam, and this steam will help us to cook the onion, steam baking, cooking. We don't want to have any brown onion or black onion. We are looking for something different. Therefore, always use this cover. Now I'm adding the garlic. And I'm adding also the spinach, the frozen spinach. And then you cover. Now I'm adding the white one. This is 1 tablespoon. We will add 2 tablespoons white wine. And then you cover. Okay, now you see it is almost dry. Then you can reduce the temperature of your pan and add the butter, the cold butter. And also the dill. Now the salt. And also important to add enough salt because we will use salmon. But salmon won't without any salt. So salmon coming from the freezer. Salt, pinch of black pepper. And you see we are cooking very slowly, but the butter is melting very slowly. So now we close again and we cook it for about 2 or 3 minutes by low temperature. Now it's perfect. We will start the preparation of the salmon en croute.
Outstanding.
I will use this dough and divide it in two parts. Back. I will just use a little flour. And roll out. Pastry. And then regarding the thickness, you can decide by yourself if you like big crust or big croute or small croute, and you see so you have also to add a little flour on the pastry to avoid any damage of the pastry, because here this is full with butter, cold butter. So the flexibility of the dough is not high. This is what we want. And as explained, you have to adapt the size of your pastry depending of your salmon. So this is frozen salmon. I'm using frozen salmon or frozen fish because it's more easy to manipulate it, you know. This is like a bar, it's more easy. So this is, it's important to check if it's enough, if it's big enough or not to adapt the size of your pastry. So there is no rule. This is, you can make your own design. I will try now to create a lobster tail. So also here I'm using frozen shrimps.
Test your luck.
So now I'm taking my spinach filling, and then I will place it on the fish. And here also you can adapt the size of the quantity of the filling. Now we can place everything on a plate. Look. Okay. It's looking a little strange, but it will be nice, hopefully. So first, before adding any eggs, first try to match a lobster shape or something else shape, or fish shape or monster shape or no shape. And then here, okay, you see it's okay, and then you can use glue, a little quantity of eggs to just close it, you know. And here also. This was the most difficult part. So as you can see now, something is missing. Therefore I will use my second pastry part. Okay. So as explained, this is your recipe. You can decide to make a big lobster tail shape, or a dolphin, or a whale, or a pulp. I think by using lobster tail, this means for your guests, they will see this is something coming from the sea. Okay, so now we will cut some strips, approximately the same size. Más o menos. Okay. So now it's time to use your egg wash, your glue, and to add a nice quantity of glue. This will give the structure to your croute. And also, if you put too much egg later, after the baking, you can just cut the excess. If you have too much egg on the plate, you can later take a knife and just cut the excess, the egg excess, to get a nice shape. Okay, then you take your strips. You remove the excess amount of flour, and you start by placing the first strip here. Another one here. Here I'm letting a little gap, a small gap. I think it's nice. As explained, this is your recipe. So now we are almost finished. We will just use yolk. So this is just to have a nice color. This is 1 yolk plus 1 teaspoon milk. So the milk is only here to increase the fluidity of the yolk. Using poppy seeds. Poppy seeds. And later, when you take out the saumon en croûte, when it's baked, then you can cut the excess. You can clean a little the salmon to remove the. Here you see this kind of excess. You can later cut the egg when all is baked.